December 2025 Women's Day program. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have some important VIP in our midst this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please, as I made mention of their name, please kindly step forward to the art table. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together for one of the strong professors in our midst, Professor Aderonke Oladiji, the Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure in London State. Put your hands together for Women, Professor Aderonke Oladiji. Mommy, you're highly welcome. Thanks for honoring our invitation. God bless you. You're welcome. Majestically have a seat. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another woman, another strong woman in our midst. Yes, a former registrar of our prestigious university, of Bafemi Awolowo University here in Ile-Ife. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, she's going to be one of the keynote speakers in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mrs. Margaret Omosule FCINR, the former registrar of Bafemi Awolowo University. Mommy, thank you. God bless you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the host himself is a well-known person as far as this university is concerned. He's a man you've been seeing around the community with his own generosity. Yes, an Ibadan man. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call on Comrade Engineer Isiaq Ademola Junaid, the brand chairman. Put your hands together. And of the greatest SSANU. That is the host chairman, Comrade Engineer Isiaq Ademola Junaid, my lovely brother from another mother. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're still expecting the other guests to join us in our midst, we welcome you all to this event, SSANU 2025 week, which commenced today, Wednesday, like I said, alongside with all the invited guests in our midst. We have the Vice Chancellor from all the way from Futa, alongside with the former registrar of Bafemi Awolowo University, Mrs. Omosule, alongside with the host, Comrade Engineer Isiaq Ademola Junaid, the brand chairman of Bafemi Awolowo University here in Ile-Ife. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the members of Federal University of Technology, Futa SSANU members, they are here, and of the greatest SSANU. You are welcome, sir. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to commence the event right now. I would like to call on our mother, the boss, but I don't think she's much around. Okay, she's on her way. But on this note, permit me to call on the host chairman. Yes, the host chairman. Permit me to call on Comrade Engineer Ademola Junaid. Engineer for his remarks. Thank you, sir.
Great Nigerian workers. Okay, women are great too. Great Nigerian women. You see now, I can't see your voice now. Great Nigerian women. Great Nigerian women. Articulate Nigerian women. Efa Famora Nigeria Limited. You can see now. Why I want to appreciate my brothers from Futa. I'm not surprised. Oh, we have to emulate Futa. You know, we normally call ourselves Oba University, but you can see the spirit. SSANU invited Futa Vice Chancellor to deliver a lecture. And SSANU Futa knows their own is coming to OAU. they have to follow her down to OAU. They were led by the vice chairman of the branch. We have the branch secretary, branch treasurer. We have, in fact, all the schools, they are here. It shows that we are one family. On this note, I want to apologize on behalf of our national president, who is watching us live and direct, because as we are all seated here, everybody, they are watching us throughout the whole world. This is a program, so we have to place ourselves very well. If you want to do any side talk, watch out, because it's not good if somebody in US is now drawing your attention. I can cite you instead of you to listen to the lecture. You're busy doing busybody. So I'm just telling us that we should just pay serious attention to our speakers. Before I will read my speech, I want to appreciate the two mama in the house. You know, it's a blessing to me, and it's something that I will continue to appreciate God for. Because it's not easy to take a whole power. You know, because if you are talking about Office of the Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology, Akure, is here in OAU. It shows that I moved the whole office from Akure down to Ile-Ife. Mama, you continue to shine, ma. We appreciate it. The mama beside her, she's somebody that, she's a caring mother, our former registrar. Today, we are enjoying most of the thing she was able to use her intervention to resolve for the system. And today, we are here to celebrate her. Because if we didn't ask her to come and talk to us, you see, people in the other side, I'm talking about the whole world, to know that she's a mother. If she didn't care about us, we wouldn't ask her to come and talk to us again. We could have just treated her that, ma, we are sorry, we don't know you. But mama, we will continue to celebrate you. Because of the Vice Chancellor, I might not be able to read my speech, because she appealed to me that she have another assignment. And on that note, I would just want to wish our women, because let me first and foremost appreciate all the women in my executive. Please stand up for recognition. Please. I have 5 female in my executive. Please, O2, come and sit in the front there. And I will continue to celebrate them. Where is Barua? Okay. Most of the time, most of our leaders will ask me, Junaid, how are you going to survive these women? I said I will survive them. In as much I have my own manager at home that manage me, I should be able to manage them. Because it's only a stupid man that will just believe my wife can't manage me. That means you are not a man. Because we are tenants, you are the landlord. And we will continue to be your tenants. And we continue to celebrate you. Please, be seated. While the program will be going on, we are still expecting other guests to join us. So on this note, I want to welcome everybody to our 2025 Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife SSANU Week program. We commence our program on Sunday, and it's our joy when we had learned that the former Vice Chancellor of this university, in person of my father, our father, Professor Michael Oladimeji Faborode, will be joining us at the church. And I was told on that day that even our former registrar, our mother, that Mama will be the one to even be the chairperson of our first committee. The chaplain told me, said, my chairman, please, I need a request before you. appeal to your people to have an evening with me. And I said, sir, is that your request? Consider it done. And on that very day, for those of us who are not there, but that are able to monitor it through the social media, you can see in the history of Obafemi Awolowo University, this is the first time we try to change the narration. We have to change the narration. We have to let the university know that without us, there can't be management. You can challenge me, and I'm ready here to provide solution to any of your questions. We are the problem solver. A canon that happens to be in the church confirm it that anybody that wants to toy with SSANU in any university, that person needs to be. And I said, SSANU, I celebrate with you. Ma, we play a lot of advisory role. And you said something that amazed me, that it's only an irresponsible management that will not celebrate the welfare of his or her own staff, which is a good point. Our people are here. Most of the time, if you travel on NECMA, these people do oppress me. Yes, I have to say it here. The whole world are listening to us. We have a school where their management support all their movements whenever they want to embark on union activities. And I think OAU management needs to learn from such, because most of the time, if you want to do anything outside the university, they do that. That is when they do believe we are from other planets. But whenever they have issue with students, that is when they will have the number of the chairman of SSANU, secretary of SSANU, that please appeal to these children. You know they are your words. But when we need them, they always treat us as if we are not part of the system. And I believe with the message that was passed to our management by the Vice Chancellor of FUTA, I know they are going to take serious note on that. So on this note, I want us to be calm. Today is for our mama. Without them, no nation. But there is need for women to believe there is love in sharing. Whenever you are in any position, treat people under you as your best friend. Whenever you are being given any task, see every man around you as your best person. The issue of dichotomy, I don't want us to have it, because we have many women that always have that kind of mentality. So on this note, I want to welcome everybody. For those that are here in the hall and those that monitor us outside there, to our 2025 Women Program at Obafemi Awolowo University. Because somebody asked me a question. He said they learned they are holding a National Women Conference. I said, They held the National Women Conference as at October at Abuja. But this is our own week. This is where we want to celebrate our own mama in the house. So on this note, I want to welcome everybody to 2025 lecture. Thank you all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can do more better. Thank you so much for that. That is the message from the host and the branch chairman of our great student of learning, Obafemi Awolowo University, in person of Comrade Engineer Isaac Ademola Junaid. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I will digress to the next thing right now, which is the goodwill message from our own able Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University. But as the look of things right now, I don't think the Vice Chancellor is very much around in our midst. So I will skip forward because of our time to the next agenda. The next agenda is the keynote address. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the keynote speaker in our midst. The next thing right now is the keynote address, and the keynote speaker She's very much in our midst in person of Professor Aderonke Oladiji. Like I said, the Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure in Ondo State. Mommy, she's here in our midst. She came here appropriate to the normal time. As you can see it. You are a mother. Say it louder.
You are a mother.
You are a mother. You are a mother. You are a mother. You are a mother. You are a mother. You are a mother.
Thank you, DJ. To hold the sweet mother in the house. Let's dance.
Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the summer way you suffer for me. Yeah. Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the summer way you suffer for me. Yeah. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say my pikin, wetin you dey cry, yo yo. Stop, make you no cry again.
To hold the women, to hold the manners, let's dance.
When I was sleep, my mother go pet me. She go lie me well for bed. She cover me glass,
Hey,
say make you sleep.
make you sleep,
My pikin.
All right, thank you. All right, can you please put your hands together? Before I'm going to hand over the mic to the keynote speaker, permit me to call the attention of Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olasomi for the citation of the keynote speaker in person of Professor Mrs. Aderonke Oladiji, the Vice Chancellor, Fed Adenike Oladiji. Thank you for that. The Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure. Can you please listen there? The citation is coming from Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olasomi. Thank you, man.
Thank you. It is my distinct honor and singular privilege to read to us today the citation of a brilliant, bold, sagacious emblem of excellence in university administration and an associate member of SSANU, as I was informed earlier today. This is the profile of Professor Adenike Temidayo Oladiji, FAS, FNI-SEB, FNSB, MB, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Akure. I was going to ask her to stand and remain standing, but as you can see, a business-minded and goal-oriented achiever that she is, she's already at the podium. Can we put our hands together for her? Professor Adenike Temidayo Oladiji, FAS, was born on 27th April 1968. She attended Christ Anglican School, Ijomoro, and Iludunoro Nursery and Primary School between 1972 and 1977. She had her secondary education at St. Clair's Anglican Grammar School, Ofa, from 1977 to 1982. She proceeded to University of Ilorin, where she obtained Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees in biochemistry in 1988, 1991, and 1997, respectively. She had further trainings at Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Israel, under the Mashav program, the Canadian Institute for Innovation Development, CANDIDEV, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and African Leadership Institute, Dayton, Ohio, USA. She was an exchange scholar of the Association of African Universities to University of Cape Coast, Ghana. She joined the services of the University of Ilorin in July 1992 as an assistant lecturer and rose through to the position of professor in September 2011. Can we put our hands together for her? Thank you. Prior to joining the university, she had worked as a research and development officer at Kwara Breweries Limited, OFA. With over 30 years of continuous service in the university system, Professor Adenike Oladiji has mentored many doctoral students and supervised many doctoral theses to completion. She has held various positions and served on many university committees as chairman or member. She was the head of department, sub-dean of faculty, deputy director, Center for International Education, director, Center for Research Development and In-House Training, director, Central Research Laboratories, coordinator, U6 Consortium, a consortium of 6 universities across Africa. She was also the dean of the School of Basic Medical Sciences, Kwara State University, Malete, coordinator, Intellectual Property and Technology Transfer Office, University of Ilorin, board member, Technology Incubation Center, Ilorin, dean, Faculty of Life Sciences, and member, Governing Council, Federal Polytechnic, Nasarawa, and Crown Hill University, Enyekon, Ilorin. I'm sure we can do better than that. She does deserve the applause. Thank you. A prolific researcher with over 100 publications, Professor Oladiji has won many distinctions and awards, which include University's Merit Award, Certificate of Merit, and scholarships, among others. She is a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Science and fellow Nigerian Society for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. She has served as chairman or member of many accreditation panels of the National Universities Commission, NUC, member Research and Development Standing Committee of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED-Fund, JAMB Committee on Internationalization of Tertiary Education, and has been an external examiner in over 20 universities nationally and internationally. She is the advisory board member of C.G. Bhakta Institute of Biotechnology, Yukata Sadia University Maliba Campus, Bardoli, India, and Director of Administration, Association of West African Universities. Professor Oladiji has attracted research grants for research, institutional development, and capacity building. She has attended and presented many keynotes, lead papers in national and international conferences. She is a member of many professional bodies, including the West African Research and Innovation Management, WARIMA, American Society of Nutrition, Organization for Women in Science for Developing Countries, and the Science Association of Nigeria, as well as the Nigerian Society for Experimental Biology. She was appointed Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure, on 24th May 2022. She became the 8th substantive Vice Chancellor and the first female to hold that exalted position. She is a sports lover, an award winner in badminton, serving as captain, Unilori Veteran Badminton Club. She is happily married and blessed with children. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, I want us to welcome to Great Ife, the 8th Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Akure. Our keynote speaker for today, Professor Adenike Temidayo Oladiji, FAS. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you very much. Can we please have a seat? I must say that it's a pleasure for me to be here today. Let me okay. Okay. Good. Let me start by welcoming everyone to this event. I'm particularly happy that we are doing Women's, in quotes, Women's Day. Anytime I hear about women, I'm quite excited because I know what it means to be a woman and what it takes us to try to make progress. So I want to commend the the SSANU executive for the opportunity to celebrate women. I start today by greeting our Vice Chancellor, Professor Simeon Adebayo Bamire. Is actually my brother and a friend. I also acknowledge the other principal officers, the chairman, SSANU OAU, Comrade Ademola Junaid, and other members of SSANU EXCO, the Adia Mommy, the other invited guest speaker, the former registrar of this great university. We celebrate also the friends of SSANU here present, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I most especially acknowledge persons from my constituency, the Federal University of Technology, Akure, the SSANU members of our great university. We hear things like Great Ife. Is that correct? Okay, but we hear something like Greater Futa. You don't know that one. Okay, thank you very much. So I start with gratitude. Where am I getting my signal? Okay. I start with gratitude to the Vice Chancellor and members of the management team. I also thank the Chairman, SSANU, and other EXCO members. But we must thank the Most High God for the privilege to be here. And then, more importantly also, for the idea of the SSANU Week, which has come, and we are enjoying it now. Let me bring you greetings from the Federal University of Technology, Akure. We are established in the year 1991. I know OAU is about 20 years older than us, and we had the privilege of being mentored by OAU. So what we say, when we say Greater Futa, what we actually mean is that, you know, in the Yoruba parlance, they say the child will be greater than the mother. Yes, so we are not actually abusing OAU. We are just letting you know that your prayer over us has been answered, and we are now greater than you. So we are one of approximately 280 universities. I think we even have up to 300 now. We have only 11 schools. Remember, we are a University of Technology, so we do not have history, we do not have English, we do not have some of those other music and all of those things. We are a University of Technology, but we also have a very productive postgraduate school. We have one College of Health Sciences, and we have just a little over 25,000 students and approximately 2,500 permanent staff. That is without the adults and all of those things. We have 12 academic support centers, and we have been consistently ranked among the top universities in Nigeria. I've put here, I said, photo speaks. A few days ago, specifically on the 30th of October, we had our SSANU Week, our 40th anniversary. And here we have pictures, some of the pictures that we took at the event. We are happy to celebrate, to be celebrating with you today. Today we are talking about Nigerian workers, a panacea to nation building, and examine the indispensable role of the Nigerian labor force in advancing national prosperity. And I've said, why do we have to talk about this topic? Number one is we want to be more aware, if I can say that, of who we are and our importance as workers. And I also think that we need to know what part we can play to ensure that as workers, we play our part and we make sure that Nigeria remains a prosperous country. So who is a worker? A worker, by definition, will be somebody, a person who engages in a certain type of work. Please, I forgot. Before I go on, I'm supposed to have about 30 minutes. And by nature, I keep to time. So I don't want to exceed my 30 minutes. Director advancement, please help me. Once I have 10 minutes more, please just wave to me. And then when it's 5 minutes, stand and remain standing so that I will know it's 5 minutes and then I will be able to round off. Thank you very much. So a person who engages in a certain type of work is a worker. And he or she will perform certain tasks. He will provide services for his organization. And usually, when people work, it is for the purpose of compensation. Usually, people don't work for free. We work to be compensated. The roles and the responsibilities will differ, but generally, it will be based on agreement. What are you going to do for me for this thing, for this compensation that I'm expecting? And it can be different types of roles and responsibility. We have manual work, we have professional persons, we have technical persons. The work arrangement can also be full-time, it can be part-time, it can be contract, it can be freelance. It can also be the things that we call gig work. Gig work is any type of work that is maybe like a short-term work. You know, when you have a grant and you are looking for somebody, help me collect data for 1 week, help me collect data for 1 month. Those are the kind of things that we refer to as, those kind of persons we refer to as gig workers. Somebody will be helping me with this thing. The next slide. Okay. So when we talk about compensation, there are different types of compensation that people expect when they work. Number one is people want their wages, people want their salaries, people want benefits. And there can be other types of compensation too. And for people who remember the story of Jacob and Laban, somebody needed a wife, and he said, I will work for you for 7 years. Is it? For 7 years, and then afterwards you give me a wife. The wife was the compensation that he was expecting for the work that he was doing. So it's not only money. When we talk about working, you could be looking for any type of compensation. And then next slide, please. Why do we work? We work because we want to fulfill financial necessities for basic needs. So for some, we just want to be able to feed our families. We want our shelter. We want our clothing. For some, we want financial independence. Even though I have a husband who can give me food, but I still think I need financial independence. I don't want to be asking, somebody can say, I don't want to be asking my husband for money every time I need to eat bread. When we were younger, our mother used to tell us a story. Said, if you don't go to school, my mother was a teacher, so it's not like she was an illiterate. So she said, if you don't go to school, if after breakfast or lunch or dinner, if you need to snack, you won't be able to afford it. Because you will have to go and meet your husband to ask for money for snacks. And it then becomes at the discretion of your husband whether he wants you to snack or he doesn't want you to snack. So if you want financial independence, you need to go to school and you need to work. Some of us also work for skills development and for personal growth. You are just doing something because you like it and you want to acquire more skills in that regard. You want to develop. Others work because you want to develop the community where you are. So we find people who are serving in their various commitments, and then for fulfillment of social connections. Next slide, please. Social connections. Okay. So workers are truly the backbone of the economy. And we are going to see why we say they are the backbone. The national prosperity, when we talk about national prosperity, now it's just talking about economic prosperity of the nation. And that actually is driven by the workers. We say the workers are the engine for national prosperity. Because we as workers, we function in every sector. Every sector, is it from the education sector, the health sector, agriculture, manufacturing, next slide, technology, mining, every sector that you can think about. So when we talk about our role in building national prosperity, let's see some of the things that we do as workers that makes us to contribute to national prosperity. Some of us think that we are just working because we want to work and we have to be paid. But we are doing a lot more. The prosperity of this nation actually depends on you and I as long as you are working, you are actually part of the people building the prosperity of this nation. Let's start from the basic one, the one that all of us know. We pay our taxes when we work, isn't it? We pay our taxes, and the tax constitutes the major revenue of government. And the type of taxes, there are so many. The workers, most of us as workers, we pay the personal income tax. The business people pay the value-added tax. The industries pay the corporate tax. So there are different types of taxes that people pay. And these taxes are used for development. A large chunk of what we spend, you know, when we say we get government appropriation, actually comes from tax that is received by government. For example, in the university, majority of our infrastructure are provided by TED Fund. And TED Fund's earning is from tax, basically. So most of the lecture rooms, when you see TED Fund intervention, this one, TED Fund intervention, that one, you are going for conferences, you are going for academic staff training or staff training generally. And it is sponsored by TED Fund. It is actually a derivation from the taxes that are paid. So out of the taxes that we are paying, we are also enjoying some of the benefits of these taxes. Something that normally happens in my university when we talk about procurement is people say, oh, this particular procurement is small. Let's see how we can do it so that we don't pay tax to reduce the cost. But I tell them, what are we spending in the university actually? The bulk of the money we are spending is from tax. So if we are evading tax, how do we get money to spend? It's just like something going around in the cycle. So one of the ways we as workers that we are contributing to national prosperity is the payment of our tax. Next slide. How about employment generation? Many Nigerians work hard to provide employment opportunities for others. So when we talk about workers, we are not only talking about government workers. Government employs only approximately 2% of the entire workforce, of the entire working population. Others work in the private sector. They are also workers. So when we talk about workers, we are not talking about government employees only. The workers in the different companies drive the operations of that company. And don't forget, there is a close link between unemployment and insecurity, including restlessness. So when people are unemployed, they are easy tools that can be recruited for all the bad things that are happening around. So these days we say the workers are also part of the people that is ensuring that we have a safe environment. Nigerian workers positively contributed to ensuring peace and security, a necessary tool for economic development. How about our contributions to the gross domestic product? When we say gross domestic product, GDP is common. Many of us know, we hear GDP. It is defined as a measure of the total value of goods and services. Total value of goods and services produced in a country within a particular period. So it is a direct tool for measuring the national prosperity. So you hear things like, when people want to talk about countries like the US, Canada, and co, they say the GDP is, because that is the easiest way to measure the amount of goods and services produced in these countries. And then to increase the GDP, government over time continues to discourage importation, because if we don't produce goods, if we don't provide services, there is no way we can talk about GDP. And that's why government continues to de-emphasize importation of goods and to say whatever it is that we can do as Nigerians. When you hear local content, that is, let's increase the local content in any type of goods, it's just a way of increasing the GDP. And workers produce the vital goods and services for the nation. So when we talk about GDP, well, actually, it is we as workers that are supposed to ensure that we have we continue to produce goods and services to increase these GDPs. Activities in the different sectors have greatly contributed to GDP. For example, manufacturing. So if we improve manufacturing, we're actually improving the GDP. Construction, agriculture. You know, of late, many people have been complaining. If you are looking for good tilers now, people are resorting to other neighboring West African countries. So it means that for those countries, they are providing services for us. Therefore, we are developing their own economy at the expense of our own. It's affecting our own GDP. So all these areas, agriculture, education, other services, whichever way, we are supposed to, whatever we can do as workers to ensure that we produce enough for the country, we use it to contribute to the GDP. How about foreign exchange earnings? It is we workers that contribute significantly to the earnings of foreign exchange because of what we do. Let's take the university, for example. Researchers can win international grants, attracting those foreign grants and spending it locally. Some people also work local and earn foreign. So some people work remotely and they earn foreign exchanges that we spend locally. And also through exports of goods and services. How many people know now that our culture is gradually becoming the world culture? Nigerian culture, we are exporting almost on a daily basis. Have you seen people trying to do wedding the Nigerian way? Foreign people trying to do weddings the Nigerian way. If you go online, you will see most of it. That is, we are exporting our culture. All the Alagaidu, Alagaijoko, and all of them, they are Nigerians that are going to work abroad. So it's like we are providing services. And I tell people, I said, why are you competing in an area where you do not have advantage? Yes, we can try to compete in IT, but we do not have serious advantage. But we have advantage in culture. Nobody can dispute nobody can take our culture from us. People are now struggling to wear our ashoke. They are struggling to wear our attire. We are also becoming proud to wear our attire to almost anywhere we want to go. Why should I wear shirts all the time? Why should I wear suits all the time? Why can I not do a lot with Nigerian with our fabrics? And by doing that, we are improving our own goods. Manufacturing is improving. Services of the fashion designers are increasing. In that way, we are building our economy. So workers, as long as we do all of these things, not too long ago, a friend of mine did, exhibition. She just does sewing and fashion and all of those things. And she did exhibition first in the US and then another one in Canada. And I believe she may have made a lot of money. But it's good for us when we do all of these things as workers. And then how about human capital development? Through the education sector particularly, workers produce the skilled manpower required for national development. Through the education sector, new technologies are developed. Capacity to also adapt to new technologies are also developed, because it's not enough to just say that we develop capacities. Even the technologies that is not local to us, when we get them, we also develop capacity for people to be able to use them through the education sector. The health sector is developed, contributing to the production of a healthy society. All these are achieved by workers. The other sectors, manufacturing, technology, etc., are also developed, ultimately contributing to the GDP. And believe you me, government recognizes this role. So globally, a day is set aside to honor workers. And that is the May Day that we celebrate. Some people don't know that it's just an attempt to say, for government to say, we know your role, we understand your role, we celebrate you. And that's why workers come out on the May Day also, to interact with government. It's just a day to say that we recognize your role and your contributions to the economy. Now, what is my role as individual? As backbone of the economy, we've said it, some of the things that we are contributing to as workers. So as backbone to the economy and engine for growth, workers are to promote unity, peace, and socioeconomic prosperity. In the absence of all of this, we will be pulling down our economy, and we are supposed to actively drive government/employers reform policies. There's a lot of policies when we talk about what government is doing, but it's not enough for us to abandon them. When government makes policies, as workers, we should ensure that the policies work. Now let's look at, workers. Many times when our employers, it can be government, it can be anybody, is not in tune with what we want, we go on strike. What effect does workers' strike have on national prosperity? Some people think that when we go on strike, we only do it basically to punish government. But what is the overall effect? Every time there is riot and people carry used tires and they put it on the road and they put fire and everything, each time I see it, I am pained in my spirit. I'm not pained because people are not allowed to pass, but I'm pained because I know that each time you burn tires on the road, that place, if it's a tarred road, becomes the place where the road will start to deteriorate. So the infrastructure that government has built with our money, because all the tax that we are paying is what is used to develop those things. So the infrastructure that was built with our sweat is like we are putting fire on our sweat. That's just the way I look at it, and it pains me to say, oh, so I suffered to build this road because the deduction was made from my salary. I suffered to build this road, and now we are destroying it. So when we go on strike, in the short term, it disrupts economic activities. It shuts down production. It causes financial losses, direct revenue and profit losses. For those of us in the university, we know something. I remembered when I was a student. There was this morning that it was student strike that time, student protest, and then this thing. There was a woman, she came to a restaurant. She had cooked 2 pots of rice to be sold on that day. And the students' riot started, and then the students chased everybody, staff and students, out of campus. 2 pots of rice. What would she have done with it? So when we do some things, it does have chain effect on a lot of people. On the businesses, it has a direct loss to that business and to the family. I don't know whether that business will recover from that type of shortage, and that affects a whole lot of things. The supply chain is disrupted. Imagine if all drivers go on strike. All drivers go on strike. So all the people that needs the haulage industry, people that are harvesting their tomatoes, harvesting their pepper. So it's not only the commuters that are affected. People that have harvested their tomatoes and their pepper, and that is their livelihood. Their own too shuts down. Now, if the farmers do not sell, do not have anything to take to the market women have nothing to sell. So for me, if my mother sells pepper and tomatoes, she has no supplies. So there is no way she can make profit. So it's not only the person that will consume it that it is affected. It is the entire chain of persons needing that product that it affects. Now let's look at what about in the health sector. When the people in the health sector goes on strike, what happens? Can they replace the number of lives that may have been lost? Because some people did not come to work. I'm not in support of whoever, either the employer or the employee. I'm just talking today, looking at the effect when we as workers go on strike. There is the individual financial hardship when government comes with their policy, no work, no pay. Okay, I've seen you. That's 10 minutes, Abby. Okay. So when there is no work, no pay, well, we will do, we will brace up and say, yes, we will suffer, but unnecessary hardship. Some people have lost their families because of policies like this. And when I say lost, it's not necessarily because the wife divorced or the husband divorced, but people have lost respect of their children. When your child comes, say, give me food. I don't have food today. I don't have food tomorrow. I don't have food next tomorrow. And then one day the child goes out, he did not come early. And you say, why didn't you come early? He say, Daddy, are you talking to me? Are you able to provide food? Why are you stopping me? The child is doing something unruly, but you cannot correct the child. So ultimately, you have lost that child. And it is because of our decision. So the effect of some of these things goes beyond just what we think. We may be able to suffer to say, yes, don't pay me. But will our children understand what it is? We have disruptive academic calendar in the education sector, particularly, including loss of time. And because of that, the destiny of many persons have been truncated. I give an example of somebody who was 29 years old and was hoping, I'm going to graduate and go for NYC. And the long strike cut off, and he graduated, by the time he was graduating, he was 30. And he couldn't participate in NYC. The long dream, awaited dream of that person halted permanently. But in the long term, reduced investors' confidence. Because if I know, these days we are saying we do not have enough hostels on our campuses, for example, and we are asking for investors. An investor is telling me that, see, if I build my hostel in town, I charge per annum. So whether your session finishes or it does not finish, you rent my house, you pay January to December. But on campus, if I build it, you will say I have to charge per session. If your session runs for 2 years, I cannot collect another rent. So why should I come and build inside your university? So investors cannot come. And the same thing happens to Nigeria as a nation. When we are unstable, investors cannot come. When they come, they generate employment, they create employment, they contribute to growth. But they cannot come. Who wants to bring his money to where I cannot get returns? Unless if somebody says he's a philanthropist. And again, these days when somebody says philanthropist, I shine my eyes very well. Because by nature, nobody passes with money for free. Okay? And then it projects a negative image on the country. So I continue to appeal to us that all of us should have and practice responsible unionism. I gave an example when I was with the Vice Chancellor earlier today. And I said, as a younger person, I was level advisor. And there was this long strike. And by the time the strike finished, one of the parents came to me with his son, with her son, the mother. And she was crying. She said, this strike has finished her. And I said, what happened? She said, during the strike, our son impregnated the house help. After all, we all say, they will find work for the idle. And, these are traumatic situations that people pass through when people are not engaged. When there is strike, a lot of things happen in the different workplaces, in the different families, and even in the country. So as Nigerian workers, I want to appeal to us, whatever we can do in our engagements to continue to practice responsible unionism, please let us do. And then let's see some of the efforts that Nigerian government has made, particularly towards economic prosperity. They've done policies that support and enhance productivity. If you ask me, for example, one of it, before now, a long time ago, we say maternity leave used to be 3 months. Now, government has tried. They have put some extra. How many months now? 6 months. I told somebody, I said, when it is 1 year, we'll go and have another child. So I'm waiting for government policy. But do you know that in some countries, you can have up to 9 months? So, but government is also not static. Okay, 5 minutes more. Thank you, I've seen you, so you can sit down. 5 minutes. Government is also not static. Government has introduced the paternity leave because they also want workers, they want parents to stay with the children, at least in the early days. The new tax law, I believe, is going to help. Efforts of government in promoting these SMEs, simplified export promotion processes, simplified company registration processes for somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to create work for others, different levels of entrepreneurship training, improved access to loans for small scale. What more can government do? And government and employers now, to get the best from workers, government employers must enact policies that promote fair and living wages. In some countries, we have people that their role is simply dedicated to looking at how can people have living wages. They look at the trend of the economy and they advise government. So it's not unions that is coming to say, add 1 naira, add 2 naira. We have people, organizations that does that and advise government. So this issue of we will have to go and fight for increment does not even come in. Improved working conditions. And all of us know what, I've been 33 years now as lecturer in the university. I know what used to be and I know what it is now. And I believe that in many workplaces, we can have improved work conditions. We want people to create policies that ensure job security, improved workers' welfare, and restore workers' dignity. Before now, when my parents were, both of my parents, father and mother, they retired as secondary school principals. And in those days, when you say somebody is principal, it's like almost governor. So the dignity of them, when we walk in town as children of principal, it is with some dignity. You see child of who now? Who even knows them? So we think that workers should, government and employers should work to restore the dignity. We were told at a time when somebody is headmaster, it's like the governor of the community. When headmaster speaks, nobody speaks again. But what do we have now? Headmaster cannot even raise his mouth. Anyway, in conclusion, as workers ourselves, we directly influence the prosperity of this nation. And as a union, we must promote responsible unionism to play our part in ensuring a prosperous nation. We will continue to appeal to government and employers to enact policies and create an enabling environment for all of us as workers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can do more better. Can you please put your hands together for that wonderful keynote address coming from the Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure, Ondo State, from Professor Mrs. Adenike Oladiji. Mommy, thank you so much. God bless you. And I wish next time if we place a call on you, you were going to attend to her. Thank you. God bless you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, goodwill message coming from the Olori, but I can see the Olori is not yet in our midst. That is Olori Temitope Ogunwusi, the wife to the Imperial Majesty Ooni of Ife. I think she's on her way, so as soon as she comes around, she's going to join us. Permit me to call on the next person for our keynote address. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call on the keynote speaker. The second person is no other person than the former registrar of Obafemi Awolowo University here in Ile-Ife. All right, thank you. Please, before I move forward to call on the next person, I don't know if question is coming from the audience towards the keynote speakers. Okay, thank you, ma. Please, your question, your name, your question, please. Thank you.
Well done, ma. We really appreciate you and we enjoyed the keynote address. My first question is not even a question, it's just, can we have your soft copy? We'll be glad to have it, ma. That is number one. Number two, you gave us the alternative to strike. I want you to, if it is possible, you can make the suggestion to our government. Because that is, they don't have, that's the best language that they understand. So all the solutions, the alternatives, if they can be forwarded to them, it will be better. Because as union, that is what is going on. If you look at our OAUTAC now, they have been on strike, leaving many life dead. So that is my own question, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I think it's not a question. Like you said, there are comments. One, the slides are with you have the slides so people can have it. When you talk about alternative to strike, number one alternative is that we must be talking. It's not like we should talk forever, but we must be talking to one another. I gave one example, I gave one alternative, one advice, for example. And I said, in some other places, we have agencies that look out for what is supposed to be like benefit of workers. It is not workers that come out to say, please increase my salary. Because we have statistics. Government knows inflation rate, for example. Every morning you listen to the news, you hear that, oh, this morning as I was coming, I was listening and they said the price of fuel, petrol has come down by 11 naira or whatever. So government has statistics of inflation. And once they look at the statistics as it obtains in other climes, you have information that inflation had gone up by 30% and it had remained like that constant over some time. Then you talk to you pull together employers of labor, and you yourself as a part of the employers of labor, you look at what can we add to make sure that people don't suffer. It's not as if, for example, it's not as if government is not listening. In fact, I believe government listens more than the persons in the private sector. Most times, the private sector, they are draconian. And when we talk about policies, restoring dignity, giving job satisfaction, it's more for persons in the private sector. Because many times they hire today, they fire tomorrow. And people are not happy when you do not have job security. Why do people want to work for government? Many people want to work for government because they said it is more secured. So people leave the banking sector, they want to join the university, they say, at least here I have peace of mind, I have security. So employers of labor, including government, must ensure that there is job security. If there is job security, the increment in salaries, government should also look at it. Once there is inflation, they should know what to do. If they cannot add money, what can they do to cushion the effect? At a time when oil subsidy was removed, for example, at some point they said, okay, workers, come to work 3 days a week. That is one policy to reduce the cost of transportation. So it's not all the time that it has to be increment in salary. And that's why I said we have to be talking. When we are talking, we will know, okay, this is the problem. If we do not have funding to add to the salary, how can we solve the problems? Now, government, part of what they are saying is that they don't have money to give as salary. But we know that you need house. We know that you need vehicles. We know some people are struggling to pay school fees. We can give loan that will not attract interest, and then there is moratorium of 1 year. Is it 1 year? They said their loan is 1 year. That in the first 1 year, you are not even paying anything, and then subsequently you start paying. So these are not salaries, but they are pushing the effects of hardship. You know, like these are many all over. In the advanced countries, it's not, people are not quiet because their salaries are okay all the time. But people are quiet because they have places that they can run to. People have credit cards. People have loan facilities. And you know, when you pull all of this together, you just run there, you balance up. So that's why we say government must provide policies. If they run after salaries only, I'm not sure we can cope. But policies that can ensure that people can find a way around and live comfortably. I think that's where we are. That's what we can do. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please, is there any other question? Any other question? Okay, on this note, thank you, man. God bless you. I think we can give a round of applause for that thing. Thank you, mommy. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on the other keynote speaker in person of our own former registrar of Obafemi Awolowo University. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call on Mrs. Margaret Omosule as she steps forward. And before she goes further, permit me to call on Mrs. Olupono for Mrs. Omosule citation.
Thank you, sir. Good morning once. Oh, it's already afternoon. Good afternoon once again. It is with great pleasure and admiration that we recognize Mrs. Omoshule Idowu, an exceptional leader and dedicated public servant who has consistently demonstrated outstanding administrative skills, unwavering commitment, and a passion for excellence in administration. A realist who will never lie to you to deceive you. A yes is yes and a no is always no. As a director in registry of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, she had made significant contributions to the growth and development of both the institution and the staff through her tireless efforts, innovative ideas, and exemplary leadership. It may interest you to know that it was during her tenure that this university recorded the ever first experience mass conversion, when hopeless people were able to realize their dreams, unlike ever before when we do have selected conversion. Mrs. Margaret Idowu Omoshule is an indigene of Ekampere in the Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. She was born on April 8, 1961. She completed her primary education at St. Paul's Primary School in Ughelli, Delta State in 1975. Following this, she attended Marian High School in Bane, Ogoni, River State, where she graduated in 1980 with excellent results. Can we please appreciate her? That same year, she gained admission to the prestigious University of Ife-Oba, University of today. We lead other follows. Now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Education History in 1984. She later obtained a Master of Arts in Education, Guidance and Counseling from the same university in 1990. Mrs. Omoshule began her career with the Ondo State Ministry of Education during her National Youth Service from 1984 to 1985. She subsequently worked for the Oyo and later the Osun State Teaching Service Commissions, where she served as a teacher and guidance counselor at Moremi High School in Ile-Ife. Starting in January 1991, on January 23, 1995, she transitioned to Obafemi Awolowo University as an administrative officer 1. Mrs. Omoshule worked in various departments, including the Division of Student Affairs, Academic Staff Establishment, Administrative and Technical Staff Establishment, Senate Division, Directorates of Academic Affairs, and the Vice Chancellors of She also took a sabbatical leave at Taisolari University of Education in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, where she served as a deputy registrar from 2014 to 2015, enhancing her administrative skills in the university management. In every role she held, Mrs. Omoshule demonstrated exceptional leadership, establishing herself as a noteworthy university administrator, a commitment to hard work, organizational skills, and comprehensive knowledge of university regulations.
It's a single and coherent trade union and serve as and wages, as well as other conditions of service, to establish and maintain a high standard of work ethics, discipline, and professional practice. To encourage members of the union to participate actively in the
Sorry, we have to just pause for some minutes. The FCC have another assignment to do. I want to present our award why our own keynote speaker needs to pause for a while so that we can present our word to her. Now, I want to call on the Mrs. Obishaki, please. Just come. Dr. Mr. Olasomi, please step forward. Mama Debajo, please step forward. O2, step forward. Our women coordinator, Mrs. Fadiora, where are you? Okay, Fadiora is outside there. Yeah. So, Ma, them.
Thank you. Our VC. Professor Adenike Oladiji, the VC of FUTA. We thank you on behalf of SSANU OAU Ile-Ife. I present this present to you on behalf of SSANU OAU Ile-Ife on 3rd December 2025. It says, most outstanding female humanitarian vice chancellor conferred on Professor Mrs. Adenike Oladiji.
When I get sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go down, make she die, yo. She go beg God, God help me, my piggy, yo. Oh, my mother. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Hey, na na de 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 de, oh la, no na na na, oh na na na, oh na na na, yeah. In the early 90s, that was the beginning. Mama had me, she was definitely smiling. Finally a boy, she was very, very happy. She prayed for this with the love of her life, yeah. She called me grace, she called me blessing. She looked into my eyes, called me love of her life. I wish I could go back and feel what she felt, but she go down on her knees and tell God what she joy, nothing but joy. Every other day she feels nothing but joy. Showers of blessing, God bless her plenty. Thank God for blessing, love of my life, yeah. Joy, nothing but joy. Every other day she feels nothing but joy. Pray God bless you, bless your family, bless my family, yeah. When I was a little boy, mama told me, my boy, chase your dreams, yeah, and keep believing, and your people will.
Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Sisi kó má yọ. mo ti sọ wípé fàájì tẹ́lẹ̀ láwà. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún sísí yẹn kó má ìsá lọ. Àníṣe mo ti sọ wípé fàájì tẹ́lẹ̀ lájọ wà. Sísí jọ̀wọ́ kó má ìlà òkìá. Ọmọdé ṣe mí díá mi dá. Dúró dè mí àní kò gbé mi sáyà. Kó wá fífẹ́ dúdú sáyà mi. Ọmọdé ṣe mí díá mi dá. Díá jọ̀wọ́ kó má lọ o. Ọmọdé ṣe mí kò gbé mi sáyà. Kó wá fífẹ́ dúdú sáyà.
I see the sun in your eyes. I see the stars in your eyes.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me appreciate SSANU for this great honor. I've been awarded Most Outstanding Female Humanitarian Vice Chancellor. That's a big one. Thank you very much. Please, I want to ask for pardon. It's not in my character to leave programs. My people are here and they know. When I say we, I mean SSANU, when we are doing our things, we stay together from beginning to the ending. But I thought we would start like 10 a.m. and I thought we would have finished by now. I have been meeting in my office for afternoon. So please, pardon me. I particularly would have loved to listen to Mommy. But since it's online, as I'm leaving now, I will join, and as network will permit, I will just be listening as I'm going. So I'm really very grateful. I wish us more successes. I am an associate member of SSANU. So when I say us, I know what I'm saying. I am part of us. Thank you very much.
All the party way then they do for Lagos City. Now there where you go find the money we see. She know they carry last year, she know they greedy. Yeah, kill on what kiri. Mommy yetunde on to lay yawo. On fera gele lo sibi yawo. Daddy suli yawo fellow shy. But they feel like
Okay, having provided the background information on the establishment of SSANU, we will proceed to elaborate on the key words embedded in the title for an enhanced understanding of the topic under discussion. Inclusion explained. Inclusion means an environment where all individuals, regardless of background, have a voice in the conversation and are valued within a group. Inclusiveness is not to leave anyone behind. It means to carry everyone along. So if SSANU is talking about inclusiveness, what SSANU is saying is that every member, everyone, every senior staff in the university should be a member of the union, participate in activities, and be carried along in its affairs. An inclusive group welcomes and supports people with all kinds of differences. It doesn't matter whether you are a male or you are a female. It doesn't matter whether you are an administrator or an accountant or a secretary or a typist, secretarial assistant. We are all members of SSANU, and everyone should be so treated. The challenges of building inclusiveness, in as much as inclusiveness is good, there are some challenges. And this range from pre-existing biases and stereotypes. There are some members who have biases or preconceived ideas about others. For example, maybe it has changed, I don't know. Some members of SSANU will tell you, no, administrator, chairman, abi, secretary, abi, whatever, because of the belief that they are close to management. That is an existing bias. I know in the past we've had an administrator who was the president. That was the late Mr. Deturu. And I'm sure he did his best to protect the interests of SSANU in this university. Then when we have representation imbalance, but I'm glad the present crop of ESCO is more or less like a balanced ESCO, where you have equal number of males and females. And that is very good because even at the national level, people are still fighting and praying that a special slot should be reserved for women. Personally, it's not as if I believe in special slots. Women who wants to take position of responsibility should come out and contest and be voted for. Then we have integration effects. We need to be able to integrate the different individuals within the union. I mean, I work in 3 arms of personnel. Okay, 2, academic and ATSC. The most difficult place where I worked was the ATSC because of the diversity in that unit. You have different professionals that makes up the ATSC. So effort has to be made to begin to integrate each of these diverse groups into the activities of SSANU. The idea that some persons are management boys and girls will have to be discontinuous, I just see that as a narration brought by some persons who felt inadequate, who could not actually compete with some persons. So the best thing to bring such a person down is to say, administrators, abi accountants, abi other professionals, they are management boys and girls. But I don't know where we got this idea from, that for you to be successful as a union leader, that you have to be blocking the roads all the time. At least the present crop of leadership is showing a good example that what we need is the ability to engage with management and other stakeholders in the country. The national president of SSANU, for example, is a deputy registrar, a professional, and we cannot say that he's not carrying our flag high enough. He's doing a great job. And SSANU will grow, we do better when we try to integrate every member into the union. What are the benefits of inclusiveness? Why are we talking about inclusiveness? That is not keeping anybody away. What are the benefits? Inclusiveness boosts engagement among members. Just as employees in an inclusive workplace are more engaged, demonstrate higher advocacy for their company, and have a higher retention rate, inclusiveness within SSANU will give members a sense that they are included, they fit, and that their personal style and differences are honored within the union. Second, inclusiveness builds a sense of belonging. There can only be a sense of belonging when all members of the union see real equity and inclusion, which make them feel like they belong. Third, inclusion improves members' experience. It enables members to speak up, innovate, and share new ideas. A trade union that guarantees inclusiveness is a home to members who feel valued, respected, fulfilled, and welcomed. When members feel this way, they are more motivated to take part and contribute, knowing that their perspectives and contributions are valued and will make a difference. To strengthen and ensure inclusiveness suggests a need for active participation of members in SSANU's activities, including meetings, voting during elections, and contesting elective positions, irrespective of sex, age, designation, and without fearing intimidation or harassment from other members. We should do everything possible to discourage the narrative of a particular group of members of the union be seen as unfit for leadership position due to the misconception that they cannot defend the interests of members because they are management friendly. I just asked a question. Who says you can only get things done through the blocking of routes or disruption of normal activities of the university? This should not be our stock in trade. Our strong point should be that we are able to intellectually engage with the authority. Thankfully, the present crop of SSANU leadership is exhibiting a lot of this nationally and within the OAU university environment. Sidelining a particular group deliberately with the intention of preventing them from positions of authority in SSANU does not augur well for the union's growth and development. SSANU. The title, SSANU, a union built for all, denotes oneness and openness. It implies that every senior non-teaching working at any of the department units in the university is welcome into the fold. Within the Nigerian university system, there are only two recognized unions for senior non-teaching staff members. SSANU for all categories of non-teaching senior staff, and the National Association of Academic Technologies, NAT for technologists. Two categories of staff I feel that I quite don't understand are within the community. These are senior staff who do not belong to any of the non-staff unions within the system. That means that they do not remit anything at the end of the month, of each month, as union contributions. Yet, they partake in goodies emanating from the effort of SSANU and the other unions at the end of the day. The second category are members of the other unions, not designated as senior staff unions. Our interaction with some other colleagues from other universities found that it is more or less an OAU phenomenon, that where you find senior staff now go and join a union that is not designed for senior staff. When that happens, a lot of things can be deducted. One, when the university says, oh, you are now a senior staff, it's an elevation. It has moved you from a lower level to a higher level. And for you to be able to develop accordingly, you need to associate with your people who are of the same caliber with you, where you can learn and gain a number of things that may not be available for people who are below your cadre. I'm aware that the Nigerian Constitution and labor laws guarantee the rights to freedom of association and union membership. While it is not compulsory or mandatory to belong to a union or for all senior staff to join SSANU, a staff is morally obliged to identify with the particular union that advocates for the different privileges enjoyed as an employee. In any office where I've worked, I've had the time to talk to some of my colleagues then who refused to join SSANU because they believe that when they retire, whatever benefit they're going to get from the union they started with as junior staff is going to be more than what they will get from SSANU. And I used to prick their conscience by saying that, why don't you then enjoy the privileges of that particular union to which you subscribe? Why do you have to enjoy the negotiations that SSANU had made and not the privileges it carries? That's, to me, morally, I don't think it is right that you are reaping from where you have not sown. That you don't contribute to SSANU, yet SSANU uses its money to go and negotiate, and then you come and take from it without putting a kobo. That I didn't consider that very fair, and I always told each of them that. So how do we make SSANU cohesive, strong, to be able to deliver on the mission and aims and objectives it has set for itself? Strengthening a union involves increasing unity, expanding to new worker groups, and adapting to modern challenges through innovation. Members build strong and cohesive unions through participation in democratic processes. Key roles include the following: active participation and democratic engagement. We are expected to vote on policy and leadership. When it's time to elect our leaders, we're expected to go there and vote. When we have meetings, we're expected to be there and make contributions at meetings for enhanced decision making. We are expected to provide feedback and hold leaders accountable. I remember this morning when we met the VC, the chairman of SSANU did refer to one of us here who will call him about things on the platform and make suggestions. That is what we're expected to do, to be able to give feedbacks to our leaders and make our contributions accordingly. Ensure your voices are heard. Members should make sure that their voices are heard. Don't just resign to fate. Whatever your opinion is, express it in a nice way, and I'm sure the leadership will listen to you. Educate yourself. Members should educate themselves on their rights, the union's policies, and the benefits of membership to better advocate for themselves and for others. Members should act as a source of information, authentic information now, not just information, because people are used to spreading false information. And if you are going to spread any information, be sure that the information is authentic and correct. In conclusion, inclusiveness and cohesion are vital for the effectiveness and sustainability of institutions as they promote unity, enhance performance, and build trust within institutions. I plead with members to give all their support to SSANU. Pay your annual dues deducted from source, so there's no problem with that. Attend meetings and participate in the activities of the union. That is the only way to encourage our leaders who are running all over the country to ensure that we, SSANU members in Nigerian universities, get the very best. Once again, I thank you for the opportunity. God bless.
All right, please. I think we can do more better. Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, the floor is yours. If there's any question, please, if there's any question you want to ask, please, the floor is yours. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Please step forward. Please, straight to the question, just for 2-3 minutes, please. Please come over, ma'am. Thank you. And please, before we allow Madam to ask the question, please, if I mentioned your name, please kindly step forward to the high table, please. It's me to call on Mrs. Adebajo the director. Please, mommy, put your hands together for Mrs. Adibajo, the director. Mommy, please step forward to the high table, ma, please. Mrs. Adibajo, director, to the high table. Thank you, mommy. God bless you. Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olasomi. Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olasomi to the high table, ma. Thank you. Put your hands together for Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olasomi. Thank you, mommy. Thank you. Mrs. Stella Adebiyi. Mrs. Stella Adebiyi O2. Thank you, mommy. Mrs. Stella Adebiyi O2. Alongside with Mrs. Busayo Obishaki, Chairperson LOC. Mrs. Busayo Obishaki, Chairperson LOC. Thank you, ma'am. LOC Chairperson, Mrs. Busayo Obishaki. Thank you. Mrs. Daniel Abidoye. Mrs. Daniel Abidoye, representing Dr. Tinuade Sunda. Mrs. Daniel Abidoye, my lovely sister. Mrs. Daniel Abidoye. Thank you, ma'am. To the high table, thank you. And please, madam, your name, straight to your question, just for 2-3 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Olayeni Olubumi from Faculty of Clinical Sciences, a new member of SSANU. I will say it's more of a plea and not a question per se. When our mommy was telling us about how we can resolve issues without going on strike, without burning tires and things like that, without going violent, I would like to make a plea on behalf of the workers of this university to the management and to every union recognized on the campus concerning the problem that we've been facing as workers. I'm talking on behalf of the rest of us. Precisely that rule 7, having your colleagues with you in the office has been a tug of war at the right time. Some people come to the office in the morning around, they report by 9, they report by 8, not by design, but by what they've been passing through along that route. If you don't have your own car and you live along that Route 7 route, it's like walking in a hell. So on behalf of other workers, I want to make a plea to the unions in the university and to the management to please find a lasting solution to this particular problem. There should be shuttles plying that road that people can pay for and get to their respective offices in time. By the time these people get back to work, they get to work, they are already worn out. When you give them a task or two to do, you can see them already exhausted early in the morning. Please, I will make a plea on behalf of all workers represented here that the management and all unions find a lasting solution to this to improve our welfare and increase our productivity. Thank you.
All right, okay, please, can we put hands together? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. Concerning Mrs. Olayeni's observation, I would just want to say that from the best of my knowledge, the university is making some efforts in that regard. I'm not speaking for the university, I'm not in management. But there are some shuttles that now run between that gate and the campus. But they are not enough. They are not enough. It is noted. Chairman will note that. And I want the executive also to note that. The best forum for this is that you present this at congregation. Attend congregation meetings. It is at congregations that such issues as this. If SSANU members, executives stand up at congregation meetings to present this, then there will be more, better response, faster response from the university management than just at SSANU level. Now you have presented it at SSANU level. I'm putting it on the executive to go to attend congregational meetings and present this at congregational meetings for due attention. Thank you.
Please put your hands together. Please, any other question coming towards the keynote from Mrs. Okay, the chairman himself. Thank you.
See, I want to appreciate our own Mama Adibajo, Comrade Adibajo. You see, SSANU has, we continue to appreciate our national president in person of Comrade Muhammad Aruna Ibrahim. And thank God the keynote speaker said the national president happens to be deputy registrar, which gives us the opportunity and the understanding if somebody in that level can lead us, not at the branch level, nationwide, and we are getting results. You can see, whenever we have any agitation before government, if you just care to listen to the national president, you will know this man really understands the university system. Mama now says something that I want us to celebrate. It is on this university alone that whenever we call Congress, we will not honor it. But whenever ASU call Congress, you will see the mama that just left attended Congress in Futa. Am I lying? Futa people. The woman who attend ASU meeting, the vice chancellor, she will leave her office, go attend Congress, which shows that if you believe in this Yoruba adage that said, "Àrìnpọ̀ ejò ló máa ń fìyà jẹ ejò," which I want us to believe that an injury to one is an injury to all. If all of us are in the same page, I know if you, as we are here, if we send message to the vice chancellor that there is need for him to be here, believe me, the VC will make himself available. But a situation whereby some of us are here, others are in the office with this mentality, Kilonshi. Mama is here. When we were about doing the conversion, it was during strike. I appealed to her. She now asked me a fundamental and technical question. He said, then I was the PRO. He said, we are on strike and you are asking me for a favor. I said, ma, yes. He said, the only thing I can do for you now, do you know? I said, I don't know. They are coming. I said, I don't know. He said, we are on strike and you want me to do conversion to your member. I said, yes, ma'am. He said, go back to Congress. Tell the Congress to allow Adeyefa, who happens to be DPA then. He said, if the Congress can allow him to have access to the office, consider it done. And when Mr. Adeyefa came to the office the following day, he met us at the car park. And I said, people said, okay, what are you looking for? He said, I'm not the one, no. It is you, executive, that have a request before the registrar. And if you want me to attend to that request, you have to allow me to have access to my office. When I met them in that discussion, I said, they said, why? I'm not the one looking for conversion. But those are looking for conversion. Conversion is right beside them. So if you allow DPA to have access to the office, we are going to get the result. At the end of the day, Mama honored our request. And those that were being given that opportunity up to now, their mindset is completely changed. Not a mindset of ibinimakusi. If one is stagnant, what does that mean? Mario. But we have to appreciate, and I will continue to appreciate you, man. Because the time I was telling people about my first encounter with you, people were surprised that, so he knew this woman way back. I said, I will not sign your clearance, but to God be the glory, I'm now your chairman. You can see that. You can see irony of life. The copper of yesterday, now chairman of SSANU. And that was why I was happy on Sunday when my father came to church. Immediately they said, SSANU step out. He just jump up. I said, simple as of our body. God. And as that woman will also attest to that, the vice chancellor. We have many professors on campus here, but he emphasized on that Fabo Rodi. Which shows that all of us are writing our history. If you come to Congress, it's a plus. If you don't come, learn how to celebrate our leaders. That's where I'm going. Some of us, whenever you see any message from our national president, it will be SSANU Adomi. SSANU, and you forgot you are the one placing calls on yourself because you will not progress. Oh, you are the one causing yourself. If you are saying our national president is dummy, and if somebody is doing well, you can call president and talk to your president. You that are not dummy, you can't talk to your CSO, talk less of your director. Who is that dummy? Please, let's celebrate and appreciate our mama. Attend Congress. Come to Congress. Challenge me. Challenge our administration. Unite. We had this. Clarify it. We talk it and move on. Not a matter of side attraction. It can't bring. Alaji, you are welcome, sir. You are welcome, sir. Come to the front here, sir. You are welcome, sir. He was here purposely because of SSANU, OAU, and FUSA FISI. Unfortunately, the FISI just left. So I want to appreciate us by continuing to attend Congress. Mama, let me now throw it back to all of you here. Yeah, ma. I bought to tell people. I said when I joined this university, Mama Mosule do come to Congress. Not only you. You are clicked that time. If I start mentioning names now, they will come to Congress, contribute, and by the time they are going, they will leave Congress and be working majestically. But you know our own. How will chairman say that? We are going to challenge him. We are going to check it. Please, let's change our narration. Mama, when next we are calling congressman, by the time I'm in your front and you raise up your hand, you are giving me more confidence. Because by the time you ask me questions, those that don't want to ask questions before, you are giving them another confidence. That's so I too can talk. Please also join us at the Congress. Let's take the decision of SSANU OAU together. Thank you all. Yeah. Now, thank you, my PRO. When I was introducing now at the floor, I said my PRO and my secretary, they are the two machines that I don't joke with. When I got their message, I feel relief. Mama, what Mama is talking about is very, very important. You can see we are facing an issue with the management presently. The university documents state clearly that if you are a long-serving member of council through congregation, you are to be the chairman of, please, one house, please. Austin, okay, item 7, share it gently. Yes, I'm in support. But no noise. But in a situation whereby we don't have any long-serving returning candidates. Then we can now, the clause now said, Ele Dibo, Ele Yoyo. But the boy is now, though the VC see me as his problem, but I'm not his problem. In as much we have a university Bible that guide us, we are not supposed. I give kudos to Mama now. Mama told, this is a woman that we need to celebrate. Please, let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. I can see the day he challenged our former chairman of council, Udoji. He said, sir, these people want me to promote these people, Abi. He said, sir, as soon as I'm the registrar, it won't fly. And the man said, but I'm the chairman. I said, you are the chairman, but we have Bible. But this time around, for those of us that are very close to them, the person parading himself as the chairman of congregation is just a temporary person, or else university we are going to forget about congregation. If the VC don't want issue, they should let us address it without any problem. It's only in this university that the management don't believe that the non-teaching staff should hold any strategic position. And we are going to change the narration. Like the person there presently, as at last month, all of you that witnessed what happened at the floor, you can see I told him, I said, you are not in charge. What you don't know, you can't over it. This is somebody that joined council along the way. And you are not talking as if you understand the university Bible, quoting registrar wrongly. And I said, financial secretary, collect the mic from him. But when the council people step out, they are telling us another story. It was there and I told the council people, I said, you can see this man doesn't understand anything. Maybe the retreat, you take him to, he didn't listen very well on the process. Because somebody who joined the council that has not spent up to 6 months now want to turn the university document upside down. So whenever they call congregation, please, let's make ourselves available. It's our right. If we don't challenge them, they will continue to oppress us. For us to tell them we are one before the Nigeria government. For your information, when Tinubu want to give us the Luma, it's only in this university that we believe our academic staff didn't apply. But when the federal government released the statistics, we now realize, and you can see some of us refuse to apply because we don't believe in it. And I want to appeal to us. Whenever there is any offer from government, let's grab it. Because this is the government that owes us millions of naira. And somebody owe me millions of naira. He's not saying he want to give me loan. Who am I not to collect it? If you get to a level, we have to balance the equation. If the government is able to identify the amount of money they are owing us, the one they have given us, then we should do division, subtraction and addition. At the end of the day, we know what is remaining. So I want to appeal to us. Let's attend Congress and congregation. An injury to one, injury to all. One love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can do more better. Thanks so much, the branch chairman, Comrade Engineer Isaac Ademola Junaid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm made to make the announcement to you that by 3 p.m. this afternoon, there's going to be a novelty match on our main ball. 3 p.m. this afternoon, please, there's going to be a novelty match on our main ball by 3 p.m. this afternoon. Please take note of that and let us be there. Okay, I've been informed that it's Team Ojaja and Arusa. Arusa and Team Ojaja, they'll be having their novelty match by 3 p.m. Okay, that is Oni and Olubado. They'll be having their novelty match by 3 p.m. on our main ball. Nigerian time, 3 p.m. Please, let's be there. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the next right now is the interactive section. Interactive section permit me to be calling on our mother. A mother, a well-known, the chairperson LOC, Mrs. Busal Ubishakin. Put your hands together for Mrs. Busal Ubishakin.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to stand on the already established protocol, and I want to appreciate our Mommy Omosule, for being here with us, all our directors, our people from FUTA, and all the SSANU OAU. Greatest SSANU of the greatest SSANU, greatest Gbogbo, greatest Gbagba, greatest. Thank you. We are on the interactive section, and on this section we can ask questions. Whatever is in our mind concerning SSANU OAU, you want to know something, you want to say something, you want to observe something, this is the time to do it. I want to thank God for the present executive of SSANU OAU under the leadership of Comrade Junaid. Things are changing, getting better. And I pray that we will continue to move forward, we will continue to forge ahead, we will not go back again. And that is why it's very crucial when we are electing people to leadership. We need to watch very well and see that there are people that could represent us well, and see that there are people that could move our union forward. We want to thank God for what is happening presently. And also, like Mommy has rightly said, we should do more of engaging nowadays than the former alluters. Alluters will still come, because human being what we are, is natural for us to always want to, how do I put, sort of. It's human nature want to cheat the other person. You want the other person not to get whatever is entitled to them. It's a human nature. And that is why it should also be a human nature to speak out. Because silence will never give you what you want. Even though we are to engage, we will engage. Even the engagement is speaking out. And that is why we advocate all over the world that our voice is our power. And so that voice must not be silent. But what we will be doing is constructive alluter, constructive engagement, not a blind one that we will just stand in the sun and nobody will see us, like the kind of alluter that we normally do, that the people we are fighting is in Abuja and we will be standing in the sun here. I've always said it, that if we want to fight the people in Abuja,
get representative from all the universities, like 50-50 people from each university. Let us gather at the entrance of Aso Rock. We won't be there for a day, that they will know at Aso Rock that something is happening. Those are constructive ones. Those are intelligent aluta. Not the one that we will be here and the person in Abuja won't come and enjoy around who will just be suffering here. These are the kind of things that we need to include in our activities. If it is the Minister of Education that we want to know what we want, let's get representative to go to his doorstep. By the time you gather 3,000 people at the Ministry of Education with press, both the offline and online press, you won't use 5 hours there before the minister will become very, very uncomfortable. When the women want to get something at the National Assembly, we just got 3,000 people, 3,000 women to be in Abuja. And the whole world knew that the women are agitating for something. These are the way to do aluta, not the aluta that we will now be falling sick here. And the people we are fighting, they will still be enjoying. So, thank you so much, everyone, for making this occasion. I really appreciate you all, and God bless you. Thank you.
DJ, oh yeah, oh Nilu, yeah.
Mommy, oh, Wakwelaye, mommy,
why I want to appreciate Comrade Busayo Obishaki. Thank God I'm your chairman. You can see I use my power on you. You know the funniest thing? Presently, there is a program going on at the palace. She's the chairperson of that committee. And I said, your chairman needs your attention. He said, I said, ma, it's not too big for me to request such from you. Honor it. God will continue to honor you, ma. Because all of us knows that we are the week of celebration with our own father. The one and only Arole Oòduà. Ọlọ́run ló ní orí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Kábíyèsí, when I met Kábíyèsí, I said Kábíyèsí, our program fall with it. Kábíyèsí said, kí ló ń ṣe yín guys? Ntajọ́ máa ń ṣe, which is true. Since Kábíyèsí came on board, Kábíyèsí sees SSANU as part of him. When we had the neck, that was 2022. Wow. I want to welcome the former women coordinator in the zone. You are welcome, ma'am. Come here. Your seat is here. Come here, ma'am. Your seat is here. Registrar. That's our own. You can see. She's our immediate past SSANU Women coordinator. That's Comrade Mujidat Adebesi from FUNAB. You can see OAU, we are not doing it alone. You can see, I've used my power, I release you. Go. Because we have to let ourselves believe that many of us are being engaged. And it's because of love. That's why we sacrifice our time. Because when I put a call to her, I said, you have to be here. And Ma, I appreciate the honor. Now, what am I trying to say? What Mrs. Obishaki is trying to tell us, because my wife is also a woman, and if I put it other way around, they will say I will be. But Biskike, Ọlọ́run ní já gbọ́ ọmọ tí Jésù fi dé. Ẹ̀rí pọ́n ti pa ẹrun ni. We have to appreciate the leadership of the present Nigeria president. You can see the way the Nigeria government is changing the narration. In the past, Bobrisky is not passing any message. He's just creating issue out of no issue. But to God be the glory, Nigeria government was able to reset his brain. And for you, if you go to his page, if the guy is being forced to shut all those pages, because he's using those pages to get grants from those people who happens to be his own friend outside world. And some of our new generation will still continue to celebrate him, not knowing the rationale behind it. So, Mama, Dr. Mrs., you have to come and mount the podium so that we can now move to the award. You can say I'm doing the work of MC. Am I doing well? Correct. Have your mic.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I'm going to invite the next person to say something about the interact section, I would like to recognize the arrival of Alhaji Sarafaddin Rahim, Chairman, CEO, Dean Group Nigeria Limited. Baba is in our midst. Put your hands together for Alhaji Sarafaddin Rahim. Daddy, you are all welcome, sir. And once again, I would like to recognize the arrival of former SSANU Women Coordinator, Comrade Mujidad Adebesin, all the way from Funab. Alaja, you are all welcome. Thank you. And please don't forget about the novelty match coming up by 3 p.m. at our sport main board. Please, novelty match is coming up by 3 p.m. today at our main board, OAU Sports Center, 3 p.m. Please, let's all be there. On this note, I'm going to be calling on the second person for her interactive section. Permit me to call on Dr. Shegun Olasomi to please give us our own interactive section. Thank you, Mommy. God bless you, man.
I think you will agree with me that the MC has been doing a great job. Let's put our hands together to celebrate him. Greatest SSANU. It is a thing of joy for me to be here this afternoon, and I want to adopt the protocols already established for this program. And I also want to note that when I entered this hall and I saw the degree of excellence, thoughtfulness, and quality that was put into the planning of this program, my heart blessed our leaders. And I want to note, yes, let's clap for them, that anybody that is a lover of excellence and quality will be proud and happy to identify with a forum such as this. So congratulations to our branch chairman and the executive members. Thank you for the excellent job you have done. I also want to acknowledge our mothers in the house, noting in particular our former immediate past registrar of this institution, Mrs. Emma Omoshule. Thank you for such an excellent paper that you delivered earlier on. Comrade from FUNAB, comrades from FUTA, comrades from OAU, you are welcome once again. In this section, we just want to, from the time this program started, we have been interrogating issues around national productivity, the labor force, what our contributions should be. And I've been asked to say a little about what women can do to improve or strengthen union activities in OAU. So I want to begin with an axiom, a popular axiom that says that if you are not at the table, you are probably on the menu. If you are not at the table, you are probably on the menu. What does that mean? Being at the table means that you are part of decision making. You have things to contribute that will change positively the narrative of the environment in which you find yourself. Like has been said copiously in this meeting, there will always be issues. Finish settling one, another one will arise. But if you are not at the table where those decisions are being made, then decisions will be made at your expense and you may be exploited. And that is why we want to really encourage our women. As the chairman has noted, women are special. That is God's last born. You know, after God created women, he didn't create anything again. So that tells us that a lot has been deposited in us. And I just want to use 4 C's to make my contribution as to what is expected of us. I did a little research and I found out that the contributions of women in the area of unionism started as far back as 1874. And a woman named Emma Patterson was the first one to register officially a union in the United States, a trade union of people that are professionals in the area of some informal setting. And that has grown over the years to extend to formal sectors like higher education institutions, of which our own university is a member. So what is the first C I want to talk about? That is conviction. Can we say it together? Can we say it one more time? Conviction. You know, convictions are very powerful. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And when you come into an arena as important as unionism in a responsible way that advances the welfare of members in the context of legal frameworks and institutional documentation, then you have to be a person of conviction. Because that is what will enable you to make a distinction between what to go for and what to go against. If you are the type of person that anything goes, that kind of person will run into trouble. Because we have had leaders, not only in the university, even at national level, at different levels, where all they say is what people want to hear. And when they have told Mr. A that the answer to this question you are asking me is 200, and then they are facing Mr. B, and they have forgotten that they said to Mr. A that the answer is 200. And then they go and tell Mr. B, the answer is 350. And then when they are facing Mr. C, they have forgotten that they have said 200 and 350 to A and B respectively. They say the answer is 700. People that want to please everybody and in the process tell lies, that kind of person cannot strengthen union activities. So I want to encourage us to be people of conviction. History will never forget a woman. Her name is Rosa Parks. I'm sure many of us here know her story. This woman was a black woman living in the US. Many years ago, when it was unheard of that a white person and a black person will sit together on the same bus, they had different sections. And Rosa Parks one of these days sat, and this white man came and wanted to displace her. And she refused because she was also a legal American citizen, only that her color was black. So what is the problem with that? Black is not synonymous to lack. There was a big problem. If you Google the Montgomery bus, what is it now? Bypass protests, you will see her full story there. And that was the beginning of a revolution because she had a conviction that I'm not inferior to you because of the color of my skin. And I want to tell you that this thing still continues. There was a time I was privileged to be in the UK for a program, and one of my hosts had booked a train coach for me, reserved for me. And I got there, showed my ticket to, I got there, I sat down, and then this white man came in. And he looked up and down, like, what is this woman doing in this category of coach? And he asked me, are you really going to sit there? And I said, I just showed is there an issue with that? He could not take it. He had to leave. And I'm like, you are still living in 1930. But when you're a person of conviction, Situations will bow to you because your yes is yes and your no is no. And so at any level, whether union level, whether you even have the opportunity to serve in a place like the National Assembly, you will not embarrass yourself, you will not embarrass your family, because people know that when you say yes, you mean yes. And when you say no, you mean no. I go on to the second C, which is competence. Competence, if you want to define it simply, it just means being excellent at what you do. Being excellent, it doesn't matter what you do. As long as it is ethical, as long as it is legal, as long as you are not being dubious. So whether it is in your office or you have an assignment, in a place like this, being competent will stand you out. And how do you acquire competence? What is it that will make people to refer to you when there are knotty issues on a particular issue? They know you are good at what you do. So, earlier the chairman was referring to 2 women in his cabinet and was saying things like, anytime I read something from them, they propel me to action. They are good at what they do. And if you're here, you are maybe a secretarial assistant, maybe an administrator, whatever it is that you do in the university, just make sure that you do it excellently. Everybody cannot hold the chalk. Everybody does not have to be in the classroom. But that office assistant in any office that is doing her work with competence and dexterity will command the attention. Even the Bible says that if you see a man that is diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not before mean men. So I want to encourage us to be competent. We acquire competence by knowledge. If you are in any new role, first find out, what are they doing there? How are they doing it? The people that have held this position before, what stood them out? What are the pitfalls that you must avoid? And then after knowledge comes practice. You do it again and again and again and again until you gain mastery. So what was the first C that I talked about? I want to know if you're still on the same page. Conviction. And the second one is what? Competence. Thank you very much. Brings me to the third C, which is cooperation. A tree does not make a forest. And no matter how good you are, you will always need people. You will always need people because you cannot be everything to everybody. So I want to encourage us to be cooperative. We have a crop of leaders that, like I said earlier on, if you love quality and you love excellence, you'll be proud to associate with them. Because what we do is responsible unionism, engaging, dialoguing, communicating. And that should continue to be our hallmark. So cooperation means that when we are going in this direction, and it is a positive direction, we all rally round. Okay? We support. This is what we are doing. And it is for a good cause. And we are doing it the right way. We support. Because in that process, we will develop a lot of competencies. We will make a lot of networks that will advance our cause. Okay, and finally, the final thing I want to talk about is confidence. Confidence. If you're a person of conviction, if you acquire your competencies, you're a person who cooperates with other people, you will acquire, it is a sine qua non. You will become a confident and courageous person that can tackle any assignment. And nobody ever acquires it overnight. Nobody was born with it. Someone was telling me recently after a program, I was privileged to be part of. That person said, I cannot stand in front of 4 people and talk. And I said, you are not alone, sir. It was a man. Say you are not alone. There's nobody that is born naturally with confidence. But we develop it. By the time you are competent at what you do, by the time you volunteer, by the time you practice, by the time they say, SSANU is having a program, help us to serve on this committee. And by the way, service is one of the ways to strengthen our union. If everybody stands aloof, if there is work to be done and nobody is volunteering to say, I will do this or that, unless there is something in it for me, then work will not be done. So when we serve, if we are too big to serve, then it means we are too small to lead. So when we serve, we are not only helping the system, we are helping ourselves. And in the process, we acquire confidence. So let's go over it again. What was the first C? Conviction. The second one, the third one, and the fourth one. My dear sisters and mothers, if you can hold on to these four, our union will be stronger and better for it. Thank you for your attention.
Ẹ bá mi kí màmá kú iṣẹ́ o, màmá kú iṣẹ́ o. Kẹ bá mi kí màmá kú iṣẹ́. Tẹ́ ẹ bá róyìnbó, òyìnbó tí wọ́n lo kiwi polish. Yes. Kudos to all the women. Honestly, put your hands together for yourselves. Honestly, I love that. Honestly, you have done so well. Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Shegun Olaswami. Thank you so much. God bless him. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day when, and by the special grace of the Almighty God, tomorrow is day 2 of the event. And the day 2 is going to happen at the trust. Okay, day 4. Thank you, day 4. Thank you, sir. Tomorrow event is coming up at the Trust Hall. Trust Hall along the banking area, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. Please, for those of us who doesn't know the venue very well, it's along the banking area. Please, beside the Awo Varsity, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But this information goes across to everyone. We are, please put on your Ankara. Please, let every one of us put on our Ankara. Please, take note of that. Tomorrow, Ankara, venue, Trust Hall, beside our Varsity Hall. Please, we are not done yet. Don't go. Please don't go. Hello. We are going to be doing stop and search. Please, novelty match 3 p.m. today. Please, we are going to the main bowl all together by 3 p.m. today. Novelty match. The next thing right now is giving out the awards one after the other. Please, let's sit down. It is not over until it is over. Please and please. The next thing right now is giving out the awards accordingly. And I would like to hand over the mic to the chairman himself to do the needful accordingly. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you. Please, the PRO, where are you? Woman called. Now, why I want to appreciate our own Mama Omosule. I would like to call Mama Omosule to step forward. Mama Adebajo, please. Olasomi, Adebesi, Abidoye. Where is Tijani? I can cite Tijani. Okay, Tijani, come over. Alfred, Futa. Mama. No, Mama, go and stay at the front, ma. Now, do you know why I call these mamas? I can cite Mrs. Omoleke somewhere. Where is she? Okay. Now bring Mama award. Is there? That one, yeah. Check Uruko. Oh yeah, John. Wá ṣeré. Ó yá, jẹ́ kó máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wá ṣeré. Yeah. Something is mixing. Yes. Okay. BM, leave that place. BM. Oh yeah, give her one. Give her one. BM, come here, man.
I am ready to spend my money, spend my money.
Now, you can see them. Where is the Olupono? Where is the O2? O2, there is no Gary here now. Are you hungry?
I am singing my song.
Where is the Barua?
I'm feeling good, Monjaelo. I dare with find a brother. She be fine lady. Her body nice and sweet. Her body just causing.
What about Bara is what about the whole world no well. Now, you see, wala yín pọ̀. Trustee owó ló yàwó tó fọwọ́ kàn now. Why? Okay, they don't become ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò. Now, why we want to celebrate this mama? And we continue to celebrate her. It's unfortunate the chairman of our ward committee happens to be Comrade Samuel Oni. Presently is in the class, and he gave me the mandate because I'm the chairman, but I'm not the chairman of our ward committee. So he gave me the mandate to go ahead to present the. No, I'm still going to join them. Now I want to hand over this award. It's going to be a process to Comrade Tijani. You now go and give it to Comrade Adebajo. It's a process. I know where I'm going. Go and give it to her. Give it to Adebajo. Yeah. You can see. Now, go back to your space. Mama Adebajo. You will now hand over. Okay. Now, Mama Adebajo, you hand it over to our former women coordinator. Now you will now be the one to present it to her. Now you can open it, ma.
Show money for my guys like I been this kid is reality. Push it peace on low key. Don't play with me, I do this. I no get competition. My enemy not stop.
Great SSANU. Articulate SSANU. Ever conscious SSANU women. SSANU great. Oh. Firstly, I want to apologize for coming late. It is not intentional. I am sorry. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, Golden Crest of Excellence Award, conferred on Mrs. Margaret Idowu Omosule, FCIML, on 3rd December 2025.
Wá pẹ́ láyé, wá jẹ́ wọn mọ́. Wá pẹ́ láyé, wá jẹ́ wọn mọ́. Àlàáfíà, àlàáfíà, ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ àyà. Wá pẹ́ láyé. Ọbẹ̀ yìí dùn ládùn jù mọ́mì, kódà mi ò ní purọ́. Mọ́mì mi. Ẹ ṣe tẹ́tọ́ mi dáadáa. Ìdọ̀kálẹ̀ mire ẹ dákun gbà bó ṣe rí. Bí n bá wà dẹ́ni ọ̀la máa tún padà wá sọ̀jọ̀ mọ́ mi. Mọ́ mi wà pẹ́ láyé. Mọ́ mi wà jẹ́ mọ́mọ́. Wà pẹ́ láyé wà lálàáfíà nílé ayé. Iṣẹ́ tó ṣe lórí ọmọ oníjà sásọ. Wá pẹ́ láyé, wá jẹ́ wọn mọ́. Wá pẹ́ láyé, wá jẹ́ wọn mọ́.
All the party wey dem dey do for Lagos City, na Now there you go find the money receipt. She know they carry last year, she know they greedy. Yeah, kill on kiri. Mommy they tunde on tún lọ yàwó. Wọ́n fẹ́ ra gèlè lọ síbi ìyàwó. Wádìí sùlíyà wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ṣayé. Ó ti dé fìlà pé kí wọ́n jáyé.
As we are dancing, let me call another awardee. Mama remain there, but we can drop it and drop it. What's your name?
Ayé tí mo jẹ lọ́jọ́ yòówó. Onírú ṣàmárọ̀ra. Ìjọ ti fẹ́ wá wá. I saw you dancing, I forgot yourself. You get your lucky blood, Mercedes Benz. Uncle Gucci, they see us. You got me on two stores.
Ẹbí mi kọ́ pé mo lò ó. No be my power, say I buy house o. Ẹbí mi kọ́ pé mo lò ó.
Hold it. Sir, join the. Okay, fine. Let's maintain that file. Yes. Now you see this award. I'm going to give this award to our women coordinator. Take. You now go and give it to Afwed women coordinator. Give it to her. So Afwed, give it to Futa. Go back, come here. Go to that angle. Three of you stay there. You now give this award, three of you, hand it over to Yomoshule. Yomoshule will now be the one to present it to our former SSANU Women coordinator.
Greatest SSANU. Ma'am. Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, OAU branch. Present this to Mrs. Adebesin Bolanle Muyidat as Women of the Decade Award. Today, 3rd December 2025. Congratulations, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, 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 boys and gentlemen, people that love me back, I will take you there. Lagos to Benin, London to Ekene. Say love, say where you wanna go. Let me take you there. Give me love, oh. Give me plenty love, oh yeah. I wanna dance, oh. So watch me with my watch me, I like your style, I like everything where you, yeah. We always smiling, cause the grace of God is always required. We go dance and shake for you.
And this is happy day. Everybody, you are the one standing in for Dr. Sandra. Hey, Mama, hold it. I think we bring that one. That's
But I can't make you feel better.
Where's Mrs. Fadiola?
If you stay another day,
Please come over.
We
Come over. What do you mean?
From sundown to sundown.
Where is that?
We go walk together. We go do forever. From sundown to sundown.
Now.
We go walk together. We go do together.
Madam.
Baby, wait for me.
Mrs. Olupono, hold this award. Go and give it to Akiwumi.
Like a soldier, would you fight for me? Baby, wait for me. Shall I tell you? Would you stay with me?
Now, Akiwumi hold the award. Now give that award to Dr. Mrs. Olasoni.
'cause I'm always on time, in the night, in the day, to give you my life,
Thank you. Ms. Olasomi, open the award. The award is going to be presented to Mrs. Abidoye. She's the one standing in for Dr. Tinuade Sonda.
Baby, now you don't show. Olelele, one paper, olelele, one remove. You want to call up on me, baby, stop the fight, follow. Olelele, one paper, olelele, one remove. You want to call up on me, baby, stop the fight, follow. Bring it back, so I got this up in the way.
What's up? Back and be invited. DJ Netil. When I come in, I say, holiday stage, collect the senior staff association. Remix. Oh, Police.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities Award of Excellence conferred on Dr. Tinuade Sonda on 3rd December 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, all the awardees. Ma, go and stay beside Mama. You know, I want to let this all understand that we have different categories of award. Tomorrow, we are still going to present awards. Friday, at the dinner, Yadebajo, Olasomi, and others will be celebrated. And we are going to do that to tell the whole world that in OAU, we are one family. There are many members of SSANU that up to now have not revealed to them they are going to be honored on Friday. So that the committee didn't ask me to do so. So I have to keep it to myself. So while we are celebrating these people, where is Dele? Don't worry. I think there is a mix-up. They didn't bring it. But I know I've seen it this morning. Because Mama Alaja Adedolapo Dele supposed to also collect her award now. But I think there is mix-up. So we can as well present it maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm saying this because I can see Mama is also watching us live and direct. So that Mama will not say, you people, you refuse to present my award. Likewise, Dr. Febi Adegu, his award is there. But the person is a professor, is in Canada. And unfortunately, the person was on her way to Ife. And there's an issue, so she have to and I advise her, fix it up. Why celebration still continue? Tomorrow is another day. Friday is another day. So, ẹ̀yin obìnrin, I want to appreciate you. And I want to dedicate today's program to all the women of SSANU in Obafemi Awolowo University, Southwest Nigeria as a whole. Now I want to give the mic to Mama on behalf of our D's. Just appreciate the gathering. Thank you, ma'am.
Greater SSANU. Our chairman, Mr. Ademola Junaid, other members of the ESCO, on behalf of the awardees, we want to thank you. We want to say a big thank you to SSANU for these great awards. We feel honored. We are proud to be members of SSANU. And we pray that SSANU will continue to go to higher places in Jesus' name. We pray that the respect that we deserve will continue to get it in this country in Jesus' name. And our members will go places. God will bless our members on all fronts. And we'll continue to lift the name of SSANU up in all that we do within the Nigerian university system. Thank you very much.
So, DJ, can I allow them to have the floor.
My
Before
son,
Yala
the
can
big
take
baby.
of thanks. Wọ́n fẹ́ lọ play ball àmọ́. Ọwọ́ yín ló wà, ó yà ní òfòtó, ó yà ayé obìnrin.
Àjọpín lẹ́yìn ọba ìyálẹ̀
bá a ti fẹ́ sí
àbúkú àmà yọ òru wọn ṣe ni. Mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ nínú orin tó ré kọjá. Ẹni ọlọ́run fẹ́ lọ ọmọ èèyàn fẹ́. Ẹ máa yọ́nú sí mi. Àgbàtọ̀mọdé ẹ máa yọ́nú sí mi o. Ọkùnrin tóbìnrin ẹ yọ́nú sí mi. Ẹni bá yọ́nú sí mi.
Please don't forget our novelty match by 3 p.m. today at our sport member, 3 p.m. Nigerian time. Novelty match. Ibadan versus Ife. All the women should please step forward. All the women in the house, come and take your photographs. All the women. Let's go. All the women. All the women. Yami tukatuka. Ade ori oke. SSANU 2025. Lábẹ́ alága comrade engineer Isaiah Ademola Junior. Òṣó. Tímọ́tímọ́ kábíyèsí ọ̀ni. All the women. Okay, let's go downstairs. All the women, let's go downstairs. Let's go downstairs. Let's go. Òṣè comrade Fúnmi Abíóyè. Oya. Hey, let's go. Alájà Olúpọ̀nà. Hey, Olúpọ̀nà Afinimọ̀nà. Hey, Alájà. Hey, let's go. One time. Let's go. Hey. Say where? Fallon. Tẹ́jà. Ojabu. Gift. Filẹ̀. Abu. Let's go. Abu. Let's go. Hey. I don't care. Ha. Alájà.